This is a Malaysia traditional game called Congkak. Congkak is believed to come from Africa or Arab countries during the Asian trade. Now we are going to learn how to play Congkak. We need Congkak board and 98 seeds or small cells. Play by two people, can be girls or boys. Playing position is sitting face to face just like playing a chess. First fill the small holes of yours and the opponent's with the 7 seed. Leave the big hole or house of yours and the opponent's empty. To win this game, we need accumulate as many seeds in our own house. Let's start. This set we will go first by doing rock, paper, scissors. Start by taking all the seeds for one of your hole. With clockwise movement, fill each hole with 1 seed. Remember, do not fill the opponent house. If the last seed fall into the hole with seed, then take all the seed and continue to filling the rest. If the last seed fall into your empty hole and the opponent hole and opposite contain seed, then take all the seed from both of them and put it into your house, not in the opponent turns. Same as before, take all the from one hole and fill in the rest. If the last seed fall into your own house, then you can take all the seed from one of hole and continue to filling the rest. If last seed fall into an empty hole, then your turn is ended and now the opponent's turn, and continue with the same interaction. The game is ended if there is no more seed in the small holes. Count all the seed of each house, and who has the most seed is the winner.
Xia Cai Feng versus Love You.
In China, the traditional board game is Chinese checker. Chinese checker is played on a star-shaped board with 121 pieces. The game supports 2 until 6 players, each starting in one of the points of the stars. The objective: player aim to move all their pieces from their starting triangle to the opposite triangle, jumping over other pieces to reach the destination. The movement: pieces can move to adjacent space or hop over other pieces, creating a chain of a jump in a single turn. Both Congkak and Chinese checker are the traditional board games, but they have distinct differences. Congkak is a Mangkala-style gameplay with small seed or marble in a series of holes, promoting strategic move and capturing opponent's pieces. On the other hand, Chinese checker involves moving pieces across a hexagon spadeboard, aiming to reach the opposite side. Well, both the games involve strategic thinking. They vary significantly in terms of board design, gameplay mechanic, and cultural origin, contributing to their unique characteristics and gameplay goals. The expectation before play Congkak: we think the game probably like the Chinese checker, where you are playing marble and you fill marble into holes. But when we are learning the Congkak, there are many details in the game rules that make us difficult to understand. For the example, the game rules require clockwise. Sometimes we may forget this rule when playing the game. Or the seed can be filled in its big hole, but it doesn't need to be placed in the opponent's hole. So, we think that the rules of the game are complex, but playing Congkak can develop cognitive skill.
I am Mahwash Imtiaz from India. So from my home country, the game which is played on parallel lines as Congkak is the game Palanguri. So giving a brief about Palanguri. Palanguri is a traditional Mancala game played in South India, especially in Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. It's part of a larger family of pit and pebble games played in various cultures worldwide. This captivating game has been played for centuries and remains a popular pastime reflecting the rich heritage and traditions of the region. Now, if we see Congkak and Palanguri on the same page, we see that both are traditional Mancala style board games played in predominantly Southeast Asia and South India, respectively. The similarities between the two games are basic concept. Both are pit and pebble games where players move pieces, which are seeds, shells, stones, around pits on a wooden board to capture as many pieces as possible. The board layout. Both games use a board with pits and depressions. In Congkak, these are typically wooden boards with several pits, while in Palanguri, it's a rectangular board with rows of small pits. Now heading on to the differences. The differences between Congkak and Palanguri are the board design. Congkak typically has a boat-shaped board with 2 rows of 7 pits, small holes, and 2 larger stores, one at each end. Palanguri usually has a rectangular board with 2 rows of 7 pits each. There are no additional stones or larger pits. Number of pieces. Congkak begins with a fixed number of pieces, usually 7 or 9, in each of the smaller pits. Palanguri, the number of pieces per pit can vary, but each pit typically starts with the same number of seeds. Gameplay and movement. Congkak, players move pieces in a clockwise direction, and if the last piece falls into a filled pit on their side, they continue the move from that pit. Palanguri, players also move in a clockwise direction, but the capturing rules are different, focusing on landing in pits with even number of pieces. Now passing on to my dear friend Wasifah, who is also from India.
Other similarities are 2-player format. They are traditionally a 2-player game. Objective. The main goal in both games is to capture more pieces than the opponent. Skill and strategy. Both games require strategic thinking, planning, and often involve counting and memory skills. Moving on to the differences. Capturing rules. Congkak. Players capture pieces by ending the turn on the opponent's side under specific conditions. Palanguri, capturing is based on landing in a pit on either side of the board that then contains an even number of pieces. Cultural significance. Congkak originates from Southeast Asia, particularly Malaysia and Indonesia, and is often associated with teaching patience and calculation skills. Palanguri originates from South India, particularly Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, and is associated with teaching arithmetic and strategy. Endgame. Congkak, the game ends when one player cannot move and the remaining pieces are captured by the opponent. Palanguri, similar, but the specific conditions for the endgame can vary based on regional rules. Cultural variations. Congkak and Palanguri each have regional variations in rules and gameplay, reflecting the diversity of the cultures they originate from. Despite these differences, both games share the essence of the Mancala family of games, emphasizing strategic thinking and planning, and they continue to be popular traditional games in their respective regions.
Hello, I'm Devita Amelia from Indonesia. In Indonesia, Congkak is known as a congklak. Congklak is known by different names from region to region. Java congklak known as dakon, while in Sumatra known as congkak. In Sulawesi more familiar as makaotan, and Lampung people know it as dentuman lamban. Not much has changed since prehistoric times when congklak was played with stone or seed. In Indonesia, stone, seed, and cells are used to play the game, whatever is close. Children in Indonesia village enjoy the traditional game of Congkak at hand. Near a beach, sail might be used. Near river, the game might be played with smooth pebble. And in agricultural area, seed. Commonly used seed are tamarind, kemiri, sawo, and even corn kernels. Both the rules of the game, the shape of the board, the format of the players, the number of the seed, and even the goal of the game are the same between Congkak and Congklak. The only difference is the name. This is because Indonesia and Malaysia are allied countries or negara serumpun, so they have similar cultural roots. By playing Congklak, we could practice our arithmetic and intellective skill because we need a strategy to win this game. The whispered popularity of the Congklak around the world can doubly be attributed in the part to the simplicity of the material used to play the game. Congklak in all its variation continues to attract dedicated players as well craftsmen, mathematicians, programmers, and collectors of regional art and handicraft. Whatever version you play today and by whatever name you call it, you will find the Congklak a challenging game of patience and skill.
I am Frank Owen of Ofowena, a postgraduate student of the University of Technology Malaysia, UTM. I'm here to talk about a popular game called Congkak. The Congkak game is usually played by two persons sitting face to face on the ground, using rubber seed, pebbles, or marble seed. Congkak is a well-known game played by the natives of Malaysia. In the olden days, the game is simply played by digging holes in the ground. 7 seeds are placed in each hole except the player's toes. Playing Congkak with your kids help develop the mental skills while they pick up the marbles and practice arithmetic skills. In Nigeria, the game is called Ayo or Oko game, which requires deep thought and good strategy to move pebbles and seed at the ultimate aim, with the ultimate aim of winning. The game, though originally played and enjoyed by everyone, it is similar to the Ofowena game, which is a variant prolific across the Americas that was originally introduced by the slaves from Africa. The board consists of 2 wooden carved boards with holes on each side of the board and 48 seed called Ayo seed, with 4 seed in each hole for a start, compared to a Congkak that has 7 seed on each hole. The main goal and objective of this game is to win all your opponent's seed. The winner is the person that has the most seeds. Playing the game with the local help to socialize and integrate as an international student, and which help in integrating and developing skills such as cross-cultural communication and intercultural understanding. Congkak is one of the traditional games that can stimulate and cognitive development of individuals. The locals played a strong role in enriching the international student through this experience. The Congkak game has a labor education function, offering a glimpse into the world of labor and production. It fosters systematic problem-solving habit, promoting critical thinking, observation, and strategic planning skills. I want to say categorically here that this game Congkak has really helped me to integrate into the Malaysian system, whereby I have the opportunity to play these games with locals, and I have the opportunity to interact, to understand their do's and don'ts, how they relate with foreign students. I want to use this opportunity to employ all international students coming to Malaysia to study to use this opportunity to learn how to interact by playing games, which is one of the avenues to have the opportunity to socialize and integrate seamlessly into the system. I encourage you all. God bless you and have a good time. Bye.
Okay guys, thanks for watching.